Need to replace the auger on your King KP130 pellet stove? Some folks call it the feed screw, and today we're swapping it for a brand new one. We'll walk it in clean technical diagrams to see the repair from angles that are hard to catch on camera. It's a straightforward job with one catch. The hopper has to be empty. About 45 minutes with a Phillips screwdriver, needle nose pliers, a ratchet with a 3/8 socket, and a tube of high-temp silicone. Let's get into it. Step 1. First, shut the stove down and let it finish its cool-down cycle, then unplug it. Wait for every surface to be cold, then we can work. Step 2. Go around the back and take out the 7 Phillips screws holding the back access panel, then set the panel aside. Before anything comes apart, take a picture of the wiring back here. That photo is your reassembly map. Step 3. Find the loop of the hairpin clip where the auger motor meets the auger shaft. Support the motor, pull the hairpin with your pliers, and take the motor off the shaft. Set it somewhere clean. Step 4. Open the hopper lid and get every pellet out. Scoop what you can, then vacuum the rest and take the dust at the bottom with it. The auger cover under those pellets is coming off, so the hopper has to be truly empty. Step 5. At the bottom of the hopper, put your 3/8 socket on the 4 nuts holding the auger cover and take them off. The cover is sealed with silicone, so break that seal and lift the cover out. Step 6. Below the cover sits the top bushing plate. Loosen and remove its nuts with your socket and use a 6-inch extension if the reach is tight. Keep the nuts together, they all go back. Step 7. Push the bushing plate down the shaft, slide the auger up, and then pull the whole auger out through the bottom end. And if you are wondering why it went, it is the joint that does it. A motor, left half-seated and dust-packed in the throat, grind that shaft end down. Slip the old bushing plate off the shaft and keep it. The new auger needs it. Step 8. Take the new auger and slide the bushing plate onto its longest end, then turn the plate so its holes line up with the bolts on the auger housing. Feed the auger in from the top of the housing, slide it down, and bring the plate up until those bolts come through. Run the nuts back on. Step 9. Scrape the old silicone off the cover in the housing. Set the cover back on, tighten its 4 nuts, and run a fresh bead of high-temp silicone along the gap between the cover and the auger housing. Then, leave the hopper empty and let that bead dry completely before a single pellet goes back in. Step 10. Hold the auger motor up to the new shaft, line up the holes, and push the hairpin through both. Then, set the back panel in place, run its screws in, and plug the stove back in. Now let's make sure it's working. First, pour a few pounds of pellets back in, press the on button, and listen. A quiet, steady turn with no grinding means the new auger is seated right. Second, within a few minutes, pellets start dropping into the burn pot. That is the whole feed path working. Third, the display stays clear, no error. Code 5, no error. Code 2. Pass all of these, and this repair is finished. One last thing before we wrap. What if the new auger still will not feed? Work it in this order. First, check the hopper. Fines packed over the auger will bridge and starve it, so empty it, vacuum it out, and refill with dry pellets. Second, pull the panel and check the hairpin is all the way through both holes. The joint you just made is the one to rule out. Third, check the display. Error code 5 means the auger output fuse on the control board has blown. Clear all 3, and the fault is upstream of the auger. That's it. Everything we used is linked in the description below. If this video helped you out, please hit like and subscribe, and check out these other videos. Thanks for watching.